is up, guys? Digger Jim here, back with another video. Today's video is about supporting the comic book community YouTube channels. I want to be a part of the hashtag Grow Together community that Gary B started, so that's what we're going to talk about today. Real quick, first one up is the Comic Bookworm. The Comic Bookworm is currently sitting at 316 subs. I think a kid should be up to 350. He does a lot of content. He does a show called Meet the Collector, and he also does a show called Meet the Artist, where he'll interview not just comic collectors, but he'll interview comic artists just to see how they started and getting into their art, and just talking about art. One of the other things that he does that not just comic book hauls and openings and so forth, but he also does this thing called One and Done, which I've watched a couple of times and I find really interesting. He'll pull a random book out and he'll review it, and he'll talk about what he thinks the grade of the book is, and so forth. And he touches on the story, but what he really does is he looks at the art and determines whether or not, in his opinion, does it have enough color? Does it have depth? Does it, portray what the story is trying to be told? Is it doing what it should be doing as an art in comics? So yeah, check him out. He's at 316. Again, let's get him up to 325, 350. I think he should be there. All right. So the next one up is SVaughn82. SVaughn82 is currently at 267 subs. I think he should be up there on 300 easily. He puts out amazing little shorts with Legos that I think are they're just great. His Lego game is on point. I try not to fall down through that pit too hard, but it's easy to do because Legos, we've all had Legos as kids, and they're just fun to play with. And yeah, he does Lego shorts. He does, I think the favorite video that I like that he does more than anything is the Adventures in Bargain Bin Diving, where he will go to different stores. He's in Chattanooga, and he'll go to different stores around the area. He's down in the South, and he went to this one recently. It was called Throwback Toys, or no, Throwback 2. Sorry, Throwback 2. It was a vintage store that had toys, it had some comics, it had everything, and it was one of those stores that you can really, me personally, I could spend a lot of money in there. When he was doing the video, I was like, ooh, that'd be cool to have, that'd be cool to have, that'd be cool to have. His latest video he did was on the page punchers. It's not a really long video, but it's kind of like, hey, almost informative. He was explaining how small the actual figure is. Now, I'm not a huge figure guy. I have a few, but he wanted to let people know that, hey, the figure's only like 3 inches. It's not a very big figure. I can't find the page punchers around here. My Target either has sold them out. The Walmart didn't have them, so I might have to reach out and get me some of those, because I definitely want the Flash and the Batman one. So, he does videos like that where he shows different parts of the community, say, hey, make sure this is what you want, because when you see him on photos, it doesn't necessarily depict what it really is. So let's get him up to 300. He's almost there at 267. I think he can get it pushed together further. All right, the last one I'm going to highlight is Nick's Kicks Comics. He's currently at 430 subs. He's on his push for 500. That should be no problem. Nick is a gold star member in the community. He is on everybody's video hangouts. He is in the chat. He does an FOC video every week. He does mail calls. I love his CGC and CBCS unboxings. He's a huge Spider-Man fan, and he also does an awesome show with Ignacio called Two Nerd Dads, and I like it because they touch on not just comics, but they talk about music. They talk about things that are around the community and how we can make them better. He should be up there at 500 with no problem. So we need to get him to 500. So look him up. All right, those are my 3 shout outs for this week. I'm going to try to make this a regular thing where I'm shouting out a few more members in the community when I come across ones that I think you guys should check out. All right, and as always, keep digging.